Hello, everybody. We are here with Janice Seamon-Molson, one of the greatest women player of the last 20 years. She won a few world championship, and she will help us to analyze the situation in the three main events of these championships. Shall we start with the Bermuda Bowl, Sandra? Just more. Okay, here we are. You can see that here we have two teams, which are Monaco and Italy, who can still get in the eighth. Alfredo Versace told me just now by telephone that Egypt has a terrible, now he's playing Netherlands, has a terrible calendar. And so Monaco and Italy could have a good chance and to enter the eighth. But in Monaco, Helnes is not playing because he's sick. So Hergemo is playing with Martens. Do you agree with Alfredo's analysis?
No, I don't. I mean, I'd have to see both Egypt and, I mean, if you look at China, it's only less than half a victory point ahead of Egypt. But it's very, very late, and 13 victory points with 4 matches to go. To pick up 13, they'd have to have a lot of luck as well as play very well.
By the way, I agree with you. I just told Alfredo that I am not of his opinion. And what can you say about the strong performance by France? We were not used to see France in the open like this. We are more used in the ladies, and you knew it. You know it very well. Well, let's say bad memories for you.
Yeah, a little bit bad.
Okay, well,
I believe that the French boys did remarkably well in the round robin portion last year too, when we were in Poland. And I think they also came from nowhere in Chennai and were right up there. I mean, they're all, well, not all of them. I mean, but most of them are young, and most of them are very handsome and cute and sexy.
you are very used to that. What do you think is the worst position between the first 8 to have?
Well, obviously Egypt, because they're
No. I mean, if you could choose,
yeah.
which the position at the end that you wouldn't choose?
Well, at the moment, if everything else stays alike, I would not want to be teams 3 or 4.
3 or 4. 3 or 4 because you are going to play USA 1 and USA. But I think that fourth is usually the worst position you can have.
Well, I suspect that based on what everybody thinks, Bulgaria, if they stayed fourth, would play USA 1. I think that most people would think USA 1 is a better team than USA 2. I'm not sure, but I mean, certainly Eric and Jeff and Bobby and Stevie are considered two of our best pairs. So I don't know.
Sandra, shall we, or do you want to ask her something about this?
I think that all the French people are waiting that Egypt qualify, because if not, Monaco finish in 8th, and France have a tough decision that how team choose. But Egypt qualify is very easy to choose it.
Yes, for sure. And so we can pass to Venice Cup. In Venice Cup, in my opinion, it's all over. I mean, the first 8 will be the one who enters the final. Do you agree, or you have another opinion?
I totally agree, but that doesn't mean I still don't have my fingers crossed for my USA 1 girls. I mean, they did make up 11 victory points in the first 2 matches, and some of the upstairs have really given them a chance to get back into it. I mean, it's much more of a distance than we said for Monaco, and yet I'm saying Monaco can't do it and the USA 1 can, but it's girls versus boys. And
19 points, I think.
Remember how was your first title in the category?
My first that I won.
International title, no?
Oh, my first national title. I do remember. It was the Salt Lake City Women's Knockout in either 87 or 88. It was my first national.
I think
And
he asked the
during the-
international, not national.
International, it was
Did
Bermuda
you
in
ask him to-
2000.
2000 in
that's
Bermuda.
when we lost by a half a victory point on an arbitrary late play penalty that my captain told us we couldn't appeal, and we could have.
And how was your more hard triumph in the category?
My best triumph in the category? I really think it might have been last year. I really think that after we had that heartbreaking loss to France, I can only attribute the year we were in India to somebody drugging me during the third and fourth quarter, segments, because that wasn't me playing. That was some kind of horrible French monster that wanted them to win. But we lost basically on the second to last hand with Toby failing to make a game. That they went down at the other table. I've always thought that she should have made it. And that was heartbreaking to me. And so the following year when we came back and we just crushed them, it was like, na, 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 blah, blah.
Which one are you playing now?
Toby.
Still. With Sokolov or Solokov? Sokolov.
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 In your opinion, what is the more stronger quality in a player?
I think the strongest quality in the player is clearly the ability to put a bad board behind them immediately, and also put a good board behind them immediately. I remember playing in a women's knockout, and I bid 7-no trump, and I made it I had to finesse something and then squeeze somebody. And I was so busy prancing around about how brilliant I was that the next hand I misdefended a part score. So yes, I won 12, but then I gave 6 back. So it works both ways. You just have to, boards are gone. You don't get to replay them either way, so move on.
And the weakness in a player, in a bridge player?
Dwelling, the ability, the inability to get rid of it. I think they're two sides of the same coin. I think if you're busy focusing on, oh my God, what an idiot I was, then you're going to continue to be an idiot on the next several hands. You've got to forget about it.
If you can choose a partner to play an international women tournament, who will be?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, if I had to play a team game, it would 100% out of 100% be Toby. Because for whatever reason, Toby and I just bring out the best in each other. When we make mistakes, we somehow land on our feet more often than not. She's by far my best partner. In match points, we can't take a trick.
And as a teammate?
Well, it's pretty funny that I should say this, but as a teammate, my favorite teammate is Jill Levin. And those who know me would be laughing very hard. But Jill is a fabulous teammate. She calls the results, and then she goes and smokes. Never, ever, ever asks what happened here, what happened there. When she walks out, sometimes she'll say, I'm sorry, but that's it. And never have I heard her out loud make a criticism of anybody on her team.
And the same question with a pair outside your country?
The best pair
No, a pair to be your teammates outside USA.
God, now I have to probably go to somebody who is not on my fond list. But I would have to say at this point in time, if you made me pick a women's pair, it would have to be Micah and her partner,
Marion.
Nicholson.
Yeah.
And Mickey Walker.
Yes.
Okay, Alberto.
Yeah, I want to ask you another question, and not about Dorsey Trophy. Still, why, not being a physical game, a physical sport, you think there is, and you must admit that there is, such a difference between men and women and women in this in bridge?
Well, I think the main reason, and I don't know I can't tell you if it's genetic or what, but I think the main reason is that men are so much better at being single-minded.
Yeah.
They sit down and all they have are those 13 cards in their hands and boom, boom, boom. Where a woman sits down and, yeah, she's got the 13 cards, but she's got, what am I going to do for dinner? Are my kids okay?
Yeah. Except I always thought this, that if you have, for example, a child who is sick, you
Yes.
cannot cut him out of your life in any moment.
No way. And I think that's why you might find that the better of the women bridge players don't have children, or their children are grown at this point.
Okay, we need to
Just look to the
make
Dorset
a
trophy.
pause, and we'll be back soon. One of followers sent a question that how bridge boot you can recommend it, but don't answer now. When we'll be back, you answer. Hi, bye for the moment. Okay, we have
We would have less than 9, fewer than 9 points.
Et encore une fois, inutile de pousser les manches verts. Pousser les manches verts, il y a 6 IMP à gagner et 5 à perdre.
If you're playing 4 spades, it looks like you need the clubs to behave, the heart ace to be with best.
Yep.
And on 2 rounds of diamonds, I think you should discard a heart. Because otherwise you might...
You know, it's not so terrible to rough it and draw 2 rounds of trumps and play a heart first, leaving a trump in dummy for a 3rd round of diamonds.
Can do that as well.
I think you would make 9 tricks by that sequence. We seem to be stuck on board 18, Kiko. Can we see the scores from board 19 and onwards?
Donc c'est une mauvaise manche, hein, il faut 2 cartes placées, un partage, enfin au moins 2 cartes placées. Donc vert, c'est pas la peine.
Rombo followed your line in 2 spades. He pitched a heart. West shifted to a low heart. Tikara went up with the king. And now he can take 9 tricks without doing anything more complicated than drawing trumps and playing clubs in any order he chooses.
Well, any order might lead to 10 tricks,
Yep.
but club finesse seem natural.
Board 20, dealer West, both sides vulnerable. Final contract is 3 no trumps by East on the lead of the ace of spades. So at that rate, you think the Declare is going to make 12 tricks. After a club pass a heart, both Souths could bid 2 clubs to show a 2-suiter in spades and diamonds. Michel, is that the standard in France? That
Oui, c'est le standard. Un trèfle, un cœur, 2 trèfles, c'est un bicolore.
rather than clubs?
Oui.
Okay.
Oui, et 2 cœurs naturels, 2 hearts naturels.
Thank you. Now it's a little more difficult for East-West to stop in 3 no trumps. he doesn't really have a very convenient call now. If 3 hearts is forcing, he might do that. Not so easy to get to 3 now. In the other room, East had no problem in just bidding it over 3 clubs, but Queen of 1 diamonds doesn't look ideal for that auction.
Voilà, 3 sans atout. Il visualise Sylvé de trèfle à cause de l'enchère de 3 trèfles du partenaire. Le roi de pique et l'as de cœur, ça fait 8. Pour l'arrêt carreau, il suffit que Nord ait un petit quelque chose ou qu'on entame sous As-Roi, par exemple. C'est un problème secondaire. Ça peut aussi être joué de la bonne main s'il y a l'as de carreau mort.
So 3-no trump, after all, I have such good diamond stopper.
You can understand why you'd want to protect Queen of 1 diamond facing the ace or the king. So it's not an outlandish bid, but I must say if the defense were just about to cash 5 diamonds with your side cold for 6 clubs, we would probably be less sympathetic about the 3-no trump bid.
Donc avec As-Dame Valet 5e et, et une rentrée à côté, l'As, on entame de l'As de pique. Et selon ce qu'on voit au mort, on joue la Dame de pique si les piques ont l'air 3-3, mais des fois, il y a le roi de pique second, on affranchit les piques en jouant un petit pique. Donc je suppose que ça va être fait dans cette salle aussi.
Yes, it's the second time that we've seen a player confidently set up his suit, expecting to get in soon and cash it out. Ace of spades, queen of spades. Unfortunately, you don't get in again until trick 14.
Alors, le roi de trèfle est évidemment très inquiétant. Donc on peut aussi essayer de trouver le partenaire en entamant petit carreau. Mais
when dummy comes down, I mean, you don't know that partner doesn't have queen third of clubs as his sole asset. It's, yes, you'd rather partner had your king of clubs than you, but you'd have some real hopes of beating 3-no trumps.
Oui, le roi de trèfle est inquiétant, mais comme dit Barry, il peut y avoir une dame de trèfle ou un valet de trèfle en face, et donc on peut tenir les trèfles. Ou même...
It's all it takes. Of course, Stickler only has 6 heart tricks when they split 1 spade and 1 club, so he needs the club finesse.
Indonesia were double in 4 hearts. Bulgaria bid the slam and made it, and opponents did not cash the 2 aces.
Just check what the opening lead was that allowed it to make.
Maybe South led his singleton to get a rough.
Yep. I'm sure I would have a lot of sympathy for any partner who did that.
Yeah.
They made 13 tricks in 4 hearts. They didn't make it in 6 hearts. Okay.
It said 6 in the beginning.
Did indeed lead the king of clubs, yes.
Yeah.
Voilà. Il a décidé la dame de pique. Bon, je préfère l'entame de l'as de pique de l'autre.
I think I prefer the lead of the ace of spades here.
De l'autre table.
But if declarer had king 10, fourth of spades, and partner had an entry, you
Oui.
might need to lead the queen to start with, I
Ok,
suppose.
il y a des cas. Oui.
So how does one play this? I guess you win the king of spades, overtake the second heart, run that suit, lead the queen of clubs out of your hand, and
Guess.
smile at the opponents when the king appears.
Donc ça va faire un IMP pour le Brésil.
So how would you signal as North if partner leads the ace of spades?
I think you're supposed to signal discouragement, aren't you?
Might be good to show the count if partner gets in and doesn't know who has the 10 of spades. If it's king 10 fourth or king 10 third.
Well, I think you only want partner to continue spades at trick 2 if his own hand tells him to. And normally the lead of an ace gets attitude rather than count. I'm sure there are exceptions, but I hate making those exceptions on the fly. We haven't looked closely at the scores in the seniors while we're waiting for declarer to play 3-0 trumps. Maybe we'll check those out, see whether there are any significant surprises. I think the absence of Poland from the top 8 is a major surprise. One of the players on the team, senior Klukowski, died earlier this year, but otherwise the team is pretty much the same and significantly underperforming at the moment. So declarer chose to play on clubs first. I'm very surprised.
Upptagen ringer dig.
Okay, single him back to Brazil. France lead 9-1, and we see a 3-0 trump contract, making 9 tricks. Whether the defenders lead hearts or not, I think declarer has 2 spades, 4 diamonds. Maybe not. I withdraw that. Maybe you have to guess the 10 of clubs to make 9 tricks.
Donc,
In the other room, West Volker preempted to 3 hearts and chose to lead a heart against 3-0, which would have been right if his partner had had the decency to have a doubleton heart instead of a singleton. But you just can't get the partners these days.
It's always been my problem. Partners never have what I want.
Both tables in India, Mexico, and the Bermuda Bowl went down in 3-0 on a spade lead. If you found West with a singleton spade, you might well get the club suit wrong.
Donc même entame du 3 de cœur, mais le déclarant va être obligé de prendre... il ne sait pas que les cœurs sont 6-1, lui.
Yes, you might want to duck the first heart to kill the suit, but you're so likely to need the king of hearts as a trick that you're probably just going to win it here and cash a few winners and hope against hope that the opponents can't cash 5 tricks against you.
Donc le déclarant est obligé de jouer les cœurs 6-1. Et s'ils sont 6-1, c'est peut-être mieux joué de laisser passer, mais... Voilà. La position gagnante, c'est les cœurs 6-1.
East-West do play attitude leads, so West is marked with at least 5 hearts, not just because he led his suit rather than his partner's suit.
Donc s'ils sont 6-1, il faut duquer ce qui a été fait en salle fermée à tous les coups, enfin dans l'autre salle. Ah, il a pris.
Yeah, if hearts were 5-2, you would just lose an extra trick perhaps in the ending if you didn't win the first trick. But I agree with you, there's certainly, if you knew hearts were 6-1, was certainly a case for the duck. Kiko, can we check the play in the closed room? In the closed room, South did win the first hearts, where ducking would have forced declarer to find the 10 of clubs. Here he knew hearts were 6-1, so...
Ah oui. Oui, si on duque, on n'a pas les 9 levés, sauf en prenant le 10 de trèfle.
Thank you.
Bon, bah, je fais mes 9 levés, et puis voilà.
Nine tricks claimed, and both Souths will be happy with their result. No swing. You'll notice that we are putting the decimal points on the scores now that we're getting down to the crunch. The difference between the decimal points may actually be critical for determining who qualifies, so that's why you get to see the fractions of victory points in the scores. Closed room, final contract is 3 no trumps, played by South on a club lead.
again here with Janice Molson. It is a real pleasure to be here with her. I want to ask you one thing. Before you said that if you could choose a pair in the rest of the world, you would have said Marianne Mickelson. Okay, but I say her name because you. Now I said what I want to ask. Sweden team is really doing really well in this championship, and they're very young. With Marion becoming Swedish, as you know, because Marion will be Swedish in a few times. Do you think that Sweden will be the outstanding teams for the next years?
Well, my understanding, and I mean anything can change, but my understanding is Marion is playing in the Opens.
That's
with what's his name?
Mark.
No, with the Cullen.
Maybe so. But if she played with ladies, with ladies, do you think that they really could be a dream team, something like this?
Well, you know, they said that about the nickel team, the dream team. Dream teams tend to underperform in bridge. The Swedish girls, including Pia Anderson, who isn't necessarily a girl anymore, are terrific. And they're definitely, going to be a force. They're going to be a force for the long time to come. As a matter of fact, it looks to me like the Swedish everything is going to be. But I don't know what, it's really hard. I look at women's bridge and I'm scared. I'm scared for it. I really am. Because when I started playing, I was one of the youngest, and I'm still one of the youngest. And
so let's see what. Oh, you were not finished. No. Let's see what they asked you from.
Yes, we received a question. Which bridge would you recommend to everybody?
Well, I think it kind of depends on your level. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if you're starting out and you have a basic knowledge of bridge, anything that Eddie Cantor wrote is fabulous. I grabbed every book he ever wrote. I loved the ones that declare a play and the defensive play and that type of things. Loved it. If I were going to buy a book now, and I do. I mean, I loved Eric Rodwell's book, and I have every book Christoph Martens has written.
Okay, the last question. Someone want to know how is your favorite color?
Oh, since I was a little tiny girl, my favorite color is blue.
Okay, thank you, Janice. It was a pleasure to have to be here, and we hope that you come back very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
It was fun being here. I really enjoyed this, and I'd come back and be a sandwich between you two anytime.
Thank you, Janice. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye to everybody.
What happened?
No, everything else is worse.
Yeah.
So club back, you win, and you have, so to speak, 3 club tricks, but you can't take them.
Right.
You think.
I suppose you might play on diamonds and end play east to give you an entry to dummy and a trick in the process. Maybe that's the right thing to do.
Well, if it goes up ace and exits diamond.
It's not an exit.
Hmm?
It's not an exit.
Oh, I see. You think he will really duck?
Well, we're looking at double dummy possibilities. Perhaps he should.
Wow.
Anyway, here we go. A heart, a no trump, pass 3 no trumps. Two teams with a very similar approach.
Donc c'est normal de pousser les manches rouges et en plus, comme l'ouverture, comme le sans atout est derrière l'ouverture, les impasses devraient réussir. Ce qui est le cas ici d'ailleurs. Donc l'entame du 3 de trèfle.
Again, Kiko, can we see the play in the closed room? Club lead, and East shifted to a heart at trick 2, which made Declarer's life a little easier because that gave him an additional entry to dummy. Just a little easier. So Declaro won the 9 of hearts and played a heart to the 10, took a club finesse, cashed the ace of clubs, and played a diamond towards his king. So he took 4 hearts, 2 clubs, 1 diamond, and eventually 2 spades. Thank you.
Alors le 9 de trèfle, oui, bien joué.
On blocking the 9 of clubs, you can be 100% sure, I think, that West has the 10 of clubs. You may not know who has the king, but the 10 of clubs is marked with West. So what would you do, PO, as East at this point? Do you play club, diamond, or heart?
I think a club is right.
Mm-hmm. Partners led an attitude card. You can't see the 2, so I suppose he could have led from a 4-card suit, but in theory, with a weak hand, is more likely to lead a singleton heart. If he has one, since he didn't lead a heart, he's got to have a 5-card suit if he has a heart void, and it rates to be clubs.
Non, le 9 de trèfle du déclarant à la première levée montre à Est que l'entame est 5e. Parce qu'avec 9 3e, on ne débloque pas. C'est contre-productif de débloquer le 9. Donc oui, le bon flanc c'est trèfle, ça coupe les communications et on ne joue rien pour le déclarant.
Always easier for us to see this, of course, looking at the full hand.
Donc on sait que le partenaire a au plus un valet, peut-être 0.
While we're waiting, Pio, I don't know whether you know East at this table, Pablo Ravenna. He did previously play bridge for Argentina, I think.
Yes, I think so.
As a junior, and maybe also in the Open team. He's a regular at US tournaments as well, I think. But he's been around bridge for 20 years or so as a junior, and then in the Open.
"20 years as a junior is quite an achievement."
Yes, even Agustin Madela didn't manage that. Kiko, I think we've switched rooms. Can we have the playback in the... Thank you. Okay, it's a 5. This was what happened in the other room. Declara won in dummy, took a heart finesse, took a club finesse, and played on diamonds for 9 tricks. A simple enough line. So I think when Declara, did he play the 7 or the 10 of hearts? That looks like looks like the 10 to me. If he plays the 10, then he can take a club finesse, then take a second heart finesse and remain in dummy, which has a lot to recommend it. How good is your eyesight, Pio? Is that
7, the same effect.
But it looks like the 7.
Okay, so if he plays the 7 and overtakes in dummy, then whichever card he leads, East can cover and stop him being in dummy at the end of that trick. If he played the 10 on the first trick and taken a club finesse, then he could lead a heart from dummy and remain in dummy, whatever he's played.
Yeah.
Whether or not that matters, I don't know.
Il faut qu'il joue carreau maintenant.
Feels right to play a diamond to me, Michel. Was that what you were just saying, that that finesse has to work? The heart finesse, which you know is working, you can take later. So this was something we talked about before, that maybe South can duck this trick. East has had a lot of problems on lead. The good news is that every time he's on lead, it's another trick. I wonder whether East might be worried that South had a singleton club.
Depends on their leads, of course. If you play third from 6.
They play attitude lead, so just a small card means you like the suit.
Yeah, so he would have played the 2, wouldn't he?
From King 10, 6, 5 through 2. You're right. So that's a strong indication that South has another club. Good spot.
Donc le déclarant n'est pas entièrement sûr de la place du roi de trèfle.
Right.
And now a spade.
So if declarer wins the Jack of Hearts and takes a spade finesse, he has 2 spades and 4 hearts and 1 diamond. Still needs the club finesse.
I think maybe he even, if he plays the queen of spades, doesn't he squeeze west? Has to hold on to clubs and diamonds and spade 10.
Good point. Well, it may still work. The ace king of hearts may still achieve the same position.
Oui, jouer la dame de pique, c'était bien parce que ça squeezait ouest entre les trèfles, les carreaux et les piques. Et donc, on n'avait plus besoin de la place de trouver le roi de trèfle. Parce qu'il peut y avoir roi dame de trèfle sec. Hein.
But declarer doesn't know who has the club king, does he?
No, as you say. Although again, this attitude lead thing, if West had 10/5 of clubs, he probably wouldn't have led the 3. South knows that West led his smallest club.
And one more.
Mm-hmm.
If he plays the 10 of spades to the next trick.
Now declarer might reject the finesse.
Yes.
It's about as close to being a played card as you can manage. There's the 10 of spades.
Ok. Bon, si c'est le 10 de pique. Bon, ça facilite. Donc il ne va pas faire l'impasse trèfle, là, ça c'est sûr.
He's not going to risk the top finesse, at least I don't think so.
Coward.
No,
Yeah.
I like his.
Oh yeah,
I like his thinking,
absolutely. That's good.
and it's a result that would have gained 6 imps against at least half the field. This was not a game that was generally bid. Okay, so we finished our 6th board in about an hour. We had a couple of claims and a couple of very difficult hands. France leads 9-1. Closed room, east-west. For France, played 3 no trumps with a lot of high cards. Looks like
All right. Hello, everyone. Here we
Hi.
are again. Hello, Jade.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be in the broadcast booth with you, Arianna.
Thank you.
You're the fashion plate of the tournament for me.
All right, but actually, we're here to see the last quick update of the pairs before the prize giving that we'll remind you will be at 8 live. So here we are.
Well, the Swedes continue to dominate. Terrific. They have just had a terrific performance throughout. We might look at this, you see 1.95% lead, but that is really a very dominant performance, just ahead of the 2 French pairs who have been consistent as well throughout. Pretty much these medal rounds are pretty much set by this point. It's just who's going to be second, I think.
Yeah, so seeing that the 4th pair, it's a little bit ahead, probably behind, so we can tell that probably the podium.
There's a lot of percentage to gain.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
And so the Sweden is in a good shape in this. This last months,
How about since the start? They have been leaders from right out of the start, and they've just powered through the entire field all the time. And it leads well to them having a good team in the team event.
All right, so can we move to the youngsters? There we are, the China pairs.
I have been spending some time with Deng and Wan, and that pair keeps showing stronger and stronger development. Very powerful. The Italian pair that I know you particularly like.
I am. I keep rooting for them. So.
Well, they are the pair of the future for Italian bridge, and maybe for decades to come. They have a lot of work to do if they're going to catch the gold medal position. Zhang and Tong also are a very strong and up-and-coming pair, but I would not count out either of the pairs from Austria or from France.
All right. Now, can we move to the girls? There we are.
This is like a sea of red, right?
The Red Sea.
The Red Sea. And the lead being only less than 9 match points at this point by the French. However, again, this is a pair who has been in the top 5 from every session.
From the beginning, right.
Qualifying. The red, 2nd through 7th are all red. But basically what we're looking at is, again, 4 pairs in contention for the silver medal, all from China. And each one of them, round by round, has changed positions.
Right, so the last 8 boards will be very interesting to follow. And can we see now the kids? There we are. Another Red Sea again.
I have to say that I am amazed at the quality of the level of play that the Chinese have exhibited throughout all of their. It isn't just a number of pairs they've shown up.
No, of course it's not. Yeah.
We think that more pairs from more countries means a higher chance to win. It's not that random. you notice that
They
France
must
does
have
not.
a good school. I mean, of course, there is something more than just numbers.
Well, just like Italy brings a fair number of pairs, but they have one pair who is incredibly strong. The French,
which is there where it must be. So yeah,
yes,
it's true. You know,
the
you're
French,
absolutely
Sweden. I mean, just because you bring a lot of pairs doesn't guarantee success. But I can tell you that what does guarantee success is having a culture of success.
Right. So, well, that was the last update before the prize giving ceremony, and we invite you to follow it live in a few hours. What time is it?
It is currently 6:25.
Right. So in
Lyon.
1 hour and a half, we will have the prize giving ceremony here
I think
live.
I think there'll be lot of joy in that theater when the
There will be,
medal
for sure.
goes out.
I'll see you later. Ciao.
Ciao.
Okay, so Chagas is, I think, in the middle of board 25 or 26. On 24, Chagas North opened 2 spades, East overcalled 3 hearts. That ended the auction. On the lead of the King of Clubs. I guess there are 9 tricks in 3 hearts. The defenders can't promote a trump by playing 3 rounds of clubs. Couple of tables played 4 spades by North. And I imagine that the defense went 3 rounds of hearts, declare a ruff with the 10 of spades, and could get rid of his diamond loser later on the clubs. To beat 4 spades, you might have to shift to a diamond after 2 rounds of hearts.
Ouest tour de 2 carreaux faibles en fait avant. Voilà, on se laisse pas faire. 2 piques.
I think maybe a club.
Yeah, what you can't do is play ace, king, queen of hearts.
Right.
Well, that's very tempting to do.
Voilà, 2
Maybe
piques,
West should not echo in hearts.
2 piques, 3 cœurs, 4 trèfles.
So, 2 diamonds weak, 2 spades natural, 3 hearts natural, and do we think South will join in with 4 clubs, just to complete the elegance of the bidding sequence with everybody bidding their own suit? He's got a difficult bid. I suppose he might even bid 3 spades.
On peut dire contre aussi pour montrer une couleur à trèfle et une tolérance pour les piques.
If 3 hearts is forcing, then I guess double is cards. If 3 hearts is non-forcing, it's not clear to me that double isn't. I want to defend 3 hearts double, but in any event, South has bid 4 clubs.
Ah.
So let's see. How likely is it, do you think, that 4 spades undoubled would be let through on 3 rounds of hearts? Unlike some tables, East will know that his partner has 6 diamonds. This is not an easy defense. If West chooses not to echo in hearts, that might help his partner find the winning defense.
Après As-Roi de cœur, Donc il y a un flanc qui consiste à rejouer la dame de cœur pour faire la surcoupe ou encaisser as roi de carreau. Là, il va réfléchir sans doute. Ah, il a joué.
Do you think West might have considered not giving count? Honest count in hearts? It's a lot easier to say that with the sight of all four hands. East might discard the Queen of Clubs just to take himself off the agony of having to follow suit for another 3 or 4 tricks. Oh, he did. Nice play. Yeah, I think that gets him style marks, don't you? So somebody who wants his dinner and doesn't want to have to sit around waiting for.
Donc West a défaussé la dame de trèfle pour abréger le coup. Très joli. Donc un swing pour les Français.
Big pick-up for France. They lead 20-1. And in the closed room, North-South bid a club, a spade, 3 diamonds, which looks like the partnership way to show a balanced 18-19 with 4 spades. South bid 4 spades and played there. Defenders did not lead the singleton diamond. They led a heart. But I don't think it helped today. Can you see anything in the play other than to play ace and another trump?
No.
And that way at least you pick up a singleton honor in West and a king-queen doubleton, but your spots are so bad, nothing else seems particularly attractive.
Here we are again, live in Lyon, and I have with me one of the many journalists helping to prepare the daily bulletin, and it's Ron Tacchi.
C'est moi.
C'est moi. Very good. His French is marvellous, isn't it? And we'll be along every evening at this time to give you a little sneak preview of what is going to appear in the following day's bulletin. So we can't do that tonight because we're still waiting for the finished pages to be approved, and as the supreme editor, that's me by the way, is sitting here, obviously I can't be in 2 places at once, so I haven't yet approved the pages, but by tomorrow we'll have the system in place so that you'll be able to see some of the finished pages compiled by the team of journalists working not only here in Lyon but also all around the world to bring you the best of the action. And Ron is one of that remarkable team of people.
And also
Ah, look, he's a photographer as well. He's brought his camera just in case something exciting happens. Ron, I think I remember correctly that you've been a little bit under the weather for the last couple of days, but you're now coming back rapidly to full health. Did you write any stories today?
No, I didn't write anything today, but I did take several large quantities of drugs to get me back into the world of the
Right, I don't think we really want to go down that particular avenue at the moment, but he tells me he's taken more drugs than Lance Armstrong. So, but anyway, I can give you a preview of what we have in store tomorrow. The most difficult part of the bulletin, of course, is the front page. And to be honest, I still need a headline. So if you've got a good idea, please email it quickly, right? And we'll consider using it as the headline for tomorrow's bulletin. Of course, it has to be just right because there'll be 3 matches left. And some of the teams will be absolutely desperate for victory points to sneak into the all-important 8th and last qualifying spot. But tomorrow we have some great articles. John Carruthers on the seniors. We have, let me see now, Barry Regal has sent us a couple of really fascinating deals from the Viewgraph while he's been commentating. We have incredibly lengthy and detailed reports from Jos Jacobs, who has very accurately described complex bidding sequences, such as 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 no trump, right, and 1 no trump all pass. They're explained in great detail. And I have some special contributions from Eric Rodwell and David Berkowitz. So you have to make sure you see tomorrow's bulletin. We also have a very exciting championship diary, and we'll be posing you some new quizzes to solve about personalities, and I think we may even have a caption contest. So it's a real cornucopia of delight in tomorrow's daily bulletin. Well, Tacchi, what are your plans for tomorrow's bulletin? What are you going to write about?
Well, I'm going to try and choose one of the first round matches which is very important for the 8th place. I suspect I shall be unlucky because all the other journalists have snatched the matches before me. But if I get in early enough, I shall make sure I get one of those and write it up ready for the evening bulletin.
Right. Well, you know the rule. It's first come, first served. And we know that David Bird, by the way, who is one of our external journalists, his report tomorrow will be delayed because he tells me that he can't write anything until he has seen his beloved Southampton defeat West Ham in the Premier League.
Is that the game where they kick a ball?
I'm afraid it is, Tacchi. Yes. It's the one where they kick an inflated pig's bladder around for 90 minutes, and then, as all good supporters know, Germany wins, right?
Penalties.
On penalties, yes, of course. So David's report is likely to be delayed and may not appear until the following day. But I already have from him a great report on one of this morning's matches, which is bound to appear in the bulletin. So you won't miss your daily dose of David Bird. Something to look forward to there. Lots of very interesting 1 no trump contracts. So, there we are. It's time to say goodbye, Tacchi. A little wave. Bye. 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 Bye.
Without it costing.
Voilà, un coup de coupé des fosses.
I think he's supposed to rough it in hand, isn't he, and lead lead the king of diamonds from hand. That doesn't work. No, it's not so clear. You may have to guess the diamond.
Donc il est au mort là. Hein, il a défaussé un trèfle, donc il veut plus se tromper.
Now he does know that West has 7 hearts and 3 spades and 2 clubs, so he can't misguess the diamonds.
Well, wouldn't roughing clubs, and a diamond up to king be good enough?
That's what he pitched the club and roughed in dummy, and on that trick East discarded, so the hearts are known to have been originally 7-3.
Yeah.
Donc, il récapitule, mais bon, il peut plus se tromper, quoi. De toute façon, il est obligé de jouer carreau du mort, quelle que soit la carte.
Yes.
Ça marche.
Whichever diamond he leads, he's going to be happy with the result. No swing, still 20-1 for France, cementing their position at the top of the table and pushing Brazil further and further away from a qualifying place. Monaco gap behind Egypt is down to 6 victory points for 8th, 9th in the Bermuda Bowl table. In the Dorsey Trophy, Turkey have moved into 8th place in front of Austria.
Donc 4 cœurs égales en sud a l'air d'être un bon résultat pour le Brésil.
4-heart contract seems to have 4 top losers. After a spade lead, did Declara manage to avoid losing a club, perhaps? 4-0 trumps and everything. It looks very hard to make it. We'll check out the play in a minute. At this rate, I don't think North-South are likely to bid at all. If they do, they're going to play part score. The opponents have stolen the heart suit. You can imagine East-West playing a making spade part score. 1 spade it is. Kiko, can we check the play, please, in the closed room? Thank you. Spade, queen, king, ace. King of hearts to find the bad news. 2 more rounds of trumps, and the 9 of diamonds ducked by both defenders. The 10 of diamonds ducked by both defenders. And the jack of diamonds won by both defenders. Well, why didn't we work that one out without looking at it? I wish we'd had the cameras on that table for that board. That's our fault. Okay. 1 spade, by contrast, not such an exciting contract. Declara's going to lose maybe a diamond, a couple of spades and a club, and maybe a trick or 2 in the wash, but you expect him to come home with 80 or 110. If he can make 140, he'll gain 13 imps. It's an interesting element of style, Michel, that Combescure and Rombaud are so aggressive on opening bid, but South passed over a natural club with a 15 count and a decent club stop.
Yes,
I mean, not a perfect club stop, I admit, but interesting combination of actions. Well, Declare is struggling here in one spade. He's lost 3 tricks. He's certainly going to lose a couple more trump tricks, I think.
Donc le déclarant joue ses trèfles maîtres et laisse le flanc faire ses atouts. Il joue qu'un pig, donc...
So now when Declarer leads his last club, if South roughs in, he can over-rough and dummy. North will score the Queen of Spades and 1 heart. If South discards, the defenders only get 1 trick. Well, that's the first big pickup of the match for Brazil. The game contract in the other room guaranteed a big pickup for them. Closed room, East-West played 2 no trumps after a strong no trump opening from West. Down 1 on a spade lead. Looks like Declarer might have made it. North has no entries.
Ah, Jérôme n'est pas intervenu à 2 piques ou à 2 carreaux.
I wonder whether...
Oui.
So the methods played by this pair are that 2 clubs shows both majors, 2 diamonds, 1 major, double is short in 1 minor. So if I don't see what South can balance with, I don't think he has an easy way to show this hand. He has doubled. Maybe they play something different by a past hand, but the system card as it stands is... Okay. So the room has to, our room that we're in here has to be cleared by 7:45 because there's the cleaners are coming in to set it up for tomorrow, I believe. Is that correct? 7:15. I'm sorry, it's going to be 7:15. I beg your pardon. So we're not going to be able to finish coverage of the set. We will have to leave the room at 7:15. So I apologize for that.
Explain why.
Somebody's coming into
prize giving for juniors.
prize giving for juniors.
The
Okay.
pairs.
Thank you. So we can see that.
I hope it will be good this time, because last night the ceremony was interrupted by security because the room was overcrowded.
Defenders have a spade trick and 3 heart tricks, but they better not set up the long heart and dummy. They need to shift to diamonds now, otherwise Declara might actually make 2 spades. And I think if Declara had played a club himself at trick 2, he would have made it. With both queens on his left, he can set up a club and use the king-jack of diamonds as a way to get to dummy to pitch the diamond loser. As it is, East needed to play a diamond, not a club.
Le roi, tiens, c'est bizarre.
And what was that about? I fear the Greeks giving gifts. East went, did he really go up with the king of clubs? We'll see.
Ça change rien.
Now.
So now he can throw, now he throws his heart away. Okay.
Yeah, and guesses the diamonds. West could have returned a diamond, I think.
Right.
Should have.
Or he could have cashed the queen of hearts, I suppose.
And then played what?
Ah, because yes, that's a winner. He had to shift to a low diamond. That he should have done. I think West, you're quite right. West should have known to do that.
Donc un chute. Donc 103e P pour le Brésil.
Closed room. Bessis and Volker bid to 6 spades. The clubs were favorable. The diamonds were not. I suppose you could make it if you saw all 4 hands, but who gets to be that fortunate? Maybe not. I think, for example, on a trump lead, which was what was found in the other room, if Declara leads a low club from dummy, North might have to play low. If he puts up the ace of clubs, I think Declara can succeed.
Donc j'imagine que la séquence de B6 Volker, c'était un pic, 200 atouts fités, quel singleton tu as? J'ai le singleton cœur, Blackwood, voilà, parce qu'effectivement, avec un singleton cœur, et l'as de pique, le chelem est toujours jouable. Malheureusement, Volcker n'avait que l'as de pique.
The 2-no trump bid was some kind of limit raise or better with shortness, perhaps.
Je vais vous dire.
So US 1 suffered 980 after a club lead, and the seniors US 1 won the same against the club lead.
The 2-no trump response, I think, is described as 10 to 15 with at least 3-card raise. So, as you say, Michel, it looks like East found out his partner had a singleton and asked for the Queen of Trumps, asked for the aces and the Queen of Trumps, and they got to slam. And it looks like on a spade lead, if you guess to play a low club at trick 2, North must duck it. Otherwise, there's a roughing finesse in clubs to let you pitch the Queen of Diamonds, maybe. Two spade opening by West. Weak.
Spades and a minor, I think.
Actually, I think just weak.
Oui. Donc deux faibles à pique, oui. Jouons à 400 atouts sur le plateau. Voilà.
Strange.
Donc ici, à cette table, SC qui manque la dame de pique, il n'en a pas besoin, puisqu'en principe, il y en a 6 en face. Mais il manque l'as de trèfle et il n'y a pas le contrôle carreau. Donc c'est un chelem au maximum 25%.
With North on lead to the slam.
Ah, il a dit quand même 6 piques.
A diamond lead declares presumably as likely to finesse as not.
Alors c'est pas joué de la même main, donc le flanc est plus facile. Parce que l'entame va être valet de carreau en plus.
What do you think? 2 spades to row, 3 hearts. 3 spades apparently forcing. 4 clubs is what?
So let's say declarer decides to reject the diamond finesse. He has 8 spade tricks, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club, so he has 2 diamond losers he has to get rid of. How can he do it on the hearts? The simple answer is it's nothing. It looks very attractive, whereas the diamond finesse is at least 50-50.
Donc ça va aller vite. Un passe-carreau qui rate, retour trèfle. Puis s'il manque un as.
Okay. I think we're done.
À ce rythme, ils auront peut-être joué les 3 dons qui restent en un quart d'heure.
So we have 15 minutes left before we have to close down the coverage. There are 5 boards to go. France leading by 4 imps. Closed room. East-West played 2 hearts on an auction, a heart, a spade, 2 clubs, which I think showed 16 or more. 2 hearts from East was a minimum hand with a cup, typically with 2 hearts. West passed it, and 2 hearts appears to have gone down on a spade lead.
Really?
C'est pas un très
Rather
bon,
surprising.
oui, c'est pas un très bon résultat pour B6 Volcker parce que il a dû, voilà, faut mal prendre le coup.
When we finish the auction here, we'll check out the play. A heart, a spade, 3, count them, no trumps. You can see that against 3 no trumps, if North leads a low club, it's very tempting for South to put in the 10, but that would be a very bad idea today. If he did that, Declare might make 3 no trumps, win the club, take a heart finesse, unblock hearts, take a diamond finesse, clear hearts, and the clubs are still blocked. You have 2 spades, 4 hearts, 2 diamonds, and a club. So the play to trick 1 might well be critical.
Voilà, tout se joue à la levée 1. Donc François réfléchit. S'il met le roi de trèfle, c'est chuté. S'il met le 10, c'est gagné.
You know, it's possible that it's right to play the king even when the ace and jack of clubs are the other way round. If partner has jack 9, 5th or 6th of clubs,
oui.
You need to unblock the king at the first trick.
Oui,
So
faut
partner...
oui, vous as raison. Voilà. Non, le 10. Ah. Le roi, en principe, c'est mieux joué parce que ça permet de, même si le partenaire a valet 9, c'est la carte qu'il faut mettre, le roi, pour ne pas bloquer la couleur. Voilà. Donc, le déclarant essaye la dame de pique seconde parce que pour lui, il a 5 trèfles à perdre.
Yes, he doesn't know that the cards lie in a way that will let him make it.
Pour lui, c'est le déclarant, pour lui, c'est désespéré. Après, il fait l'impasse cœur.
Now, if he declare guesses to take the diamond finesse of the queen and play hearts from the top, he has 9 winners because the clubs are blocked.
Le problème, c'est que carreau, il essaye roi valet sec, mais il n'y a pas roi valet sec.
Queen of diamonds, well done. And now hearts from the top.
Yes.
Voilà.
Well done.
Voilà.
Now what can North do? Answer, I think, nothing.
Il rejoue trèfle, mais c'est cuit.
Declare still has no idea he's going to make it, but now he does. Good discipline by North-South. Nobody says anything. And in fact, the score in the other room was adjusted to 2 hearts making, which seems more reasonable, more normal, but still 10 imps to Brazil, leading 26-20. 3 no trumps plus 1 by East-West. Strong 2 no trumps raised to 3. South led a low diamond, and you can see Declara has 3 diamonds, 4 clubs, a heart and a spade on top, and he emerged with 10 tricks. Pretty much everybody's done the same. 10 or 11 tricks look normal.
And nearly everybody did lead a diamond.
Yes, I guess it's only if East has opened a strong club and you've bid diamonds that you might find a different lead. Monaco in the Bermuda Bowl, now 4 victory points out of a qualifying place. Australia chasing them. Italy 1 place behind them. In the seniors, Turkey, Austria and Japan fighting with China for the last qualifying place. And in the Venice Trophy, big gap between 8th place Poland and 9th place USA, with France just a little behind them. So now Declara can drive out the ace of spades and make at least 10 tricks. South can speed things up by shifting to a spade. Declares making 10 tricks here. North has a spade and heart winner for the last 2 tricks. So 2 deals to go, and we have about 6 or 7 minutes before we have to leave the room. The players are under slow play notice. They have to play quickly for us.
A couple of passed out hands will let them recover.
Here in the closed room, a strong no trump, or what passed for one from south, saw his side play 2 spades on a diamond lead. Good choice by West. And finished up down 3. Does not look like the 14 count that you would want to open a strongish no trump. Their partnership style is more towards opening 18 counts, I thought, than 14 counts. No particular reason for North to respond on this hand, to my mind, at this vulnerability.
One no trump? No.
I think 2 diamonds by West, reasonable. I think that's going to end the auction, isn't it?
Wait.
No. Wow. Where did that come from? Now West can bid 3 hearts and get his side to 3 no. Wow. Certainly West is worth another bid, isn't he, on this auction? If he bids 2 diamonds and East.
Unless 2 diamonds show that, no, apparently not enough. Okay.
Maybe there's something we don't understand about the meaning of the double or the 2 diamond response.
Hello, everybody.
As you see, Carlotta is back, and this is for sure a pleasure for our spectators.
Yeah, I had a wonderful day in Lyon, I have to say. I had a day off, and I visited the whole city. I have to say that it's an amazing city. As the venue, the city is like great. The people are nice, and like the facilities are amazing. The transportation is very easy to go all around, so you should go there if you have a day off.
Yes, I want to go there, and so this is a very good choice, Lyon.
Yeah, I think it's a great choice, and like
the venue is fantastic.
The venue is fantastic. The players are very happy with the venue. They can find everything around, so it has been a very good choice. So it's good. Can you say me something of what happened today?
Yes, we can have a look at the Bermuda Ball first.
Yeah, sure.
And
can we have the Bermuda?
Okay, we have this. France is doing really very well, but I get immediately to the point. The battle for the last place for qualification, in my opinion, is between Egypt, Monaco, and I would have said Italy up to 5 minutes ago, but now Italy is losing a lot against Australia. So
which is just in front of her, so it's
bad it's bad, and also because there are
for the Italy, not for the Australians.
for 14 points. So now I could say that Monaco has a very good chance to reach Egypt. That has not a good calendar from now on, and in my opinion, Monaco is the favorite for the 8th position.
We still have 3 matches, so
60 points.
You never know. So it's like it's a lot. It's not like
yes, but for Italian fans, I have bad news. that Versace said that we have very, very good chance. And I never heard Versace said something right accepting a bidding or a card playing.
Yeah, that's probably true. And instead in the Venice Cup, I want to say something because like my very good friends from Sweden are doing an amazing job.
A great job, a great job.
It's a very, very, very competitive team. They're very well playing together.
Carlotta, I was told from Janice that Marion Mikkelsen is going to play in the open team, not in the...
Yes.
You confirmed that. So
probably.
Because I asked now, Sweden is already a very strong team with Mikkelsen.
She probably is playing
okay. But they are already a very good team.
Yeah, and they are also very good people. So I'm so happy that they are right there. And instead, in the back position, we see that Israel has done an amazing job recovering from the first days, and they are inside the seventh position. So
up to the last time we have connected with broadcasting, we said that here was finished, but USA one is going back. Even
it's
if
back in the race, because
it's back in the race, and you know, the 14, how much? 15 points are not an incredible.
And I'm very surprised that Poland is there.
Yeah, Poland is very.
I was expecting more, but we'll see. They still have a chance. All of these teams, they still have a chance or not a chance. So we will see that tomorrow. Instead, in the seniors?
In the seniors, in the Dorsey Cup, well, USA 2 from the beginning is really the outstanding.
But it's almost the same result as the Swedish women, huh?
Yeah, they have. I think 1 or 2 points difference,
exactly.
no more. France is doing France, except in the women, is doing very well in all the other championships.
Yeah.
And Italy, I must say that is in absolutely safe position for the qualification.
And we have Sweden as well here. So the Swedish team is at the moment is qualifying in all the 3 championships.
I think it's the only team that, if USA 1 doesn't qualify in the women, Sweden will be the only nation with the 3 teams qualified. Here there is a fight, of course, for the 8th place, because we can see Israel has 197 points, and
94, 93.
Even Argentina, that is 12th.
87. It's closer.
It's just 10 points. So here we have a real battle. Tomorrow, I think this will be the most interesting championship tomorrow.
And tomorrow, we have very good games, and at the end we also will have to guess who is gonna choose who.
Yeah,
and gonna be
that's always very interesting.
And we have to give the line because in a short moment there will be the opening.
You will be at the ceremony of the prize giving ceremony
of the juniors pairs.
The juniors pair.
And we will see young people getting medals. Yeah. I really want to see their faces on the podium because it's like those kids getting on the podium for probably the first time in their life.
Yeah,
so
probably.
It's like very good. It's like you can see them being satisfied and happy with themselves, and I think they will be quite moved. So
we can say good night to everybody.
Yeah, good night everybody.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.